What's good, y'all? Today we're doing a tier list for video game controllers to shove in your ass. So yeah, S tier is obviously going to be the ones where you can just, put up there, no problem, just a nice little slip in there and you can have a good time. F is one where, you're going to need lube and, extra hands on deck to really try and force that thing down there. Maybe even a C-section to get that thing there. So, yeah, anyways, these are the controllers, and so let's do it. We're going to start out with the Nintendo DS. I think that the stylus would be a nice little easy, slip up your ass. In fact, I don't even know if you'd feel it, go up your ass. Maybe even try it with a friend, if you're hanging out with your buddies or something and you want to prank them, sneak up behind them with the little stylus and just try and slip it up their ass and see if they even notice it. I doubt they even would. But trying to fit this square looking thing all the way up there, I don't know. I feel like the shape of it would really stretch your asshole. You'd need quite a bit of lube for it, and I don't know what you would do with the shape of it up there. So I'm going to have to give the Nintendo DS, I'm going to have to give it a C. Next here is the GameCube controller. Now I do think that shoving each one of the little handles up your ass would be, I think, pretty enjoyable if you want to get maybe a little bit of chode action, but if you want to like really get something deep in there, I just feel like it really wouldn't work. I feel like the little knobs and joysticks would be difficult to get up there, and I definitely think you could, but once again, you'd need some lube and you'd need some extra hands on deck for that one. Maybe you'd need to get like, your stepsister or your stepmom or something like that to help you shove that thing up there. So yeah, I don't really think that'd be an enjoyable experience. There's fun to be had, but it would take a lot of work. Kind of same with the DS, so it's going in C. Next is the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, and oh man, this one looks like it was made for your ass. Obviously, the little joystick right there might be a bit difficult, or it might hurt a little bit slipping in, but I think the rest of it is perfectly fine. You could fit the whole thing up there, and, if it were to vibrate, oh man, it would be such a good time shoving this thing up your ass. So yeah, I'm gonna give that an S. That's like, oh man, that one would just be a really good time, especially if you can get the vibrating feature to work there. That would be super. Next would be the keyboard and the mouse. Now the mouse is an obvious S tier. You can stick that thing up there, and it's got a cord as well, so you can stick it up there, and you can put it up as far as you want, and it could never get lost because it's got the little cord. If it's too far up there, you can just pull it right out. But so I think the mouse is definitely an S tier, but the keyboard itself, that would be difficult, and I mean they don't have them separated here; they have them together. So trying to put the whole keyboard up there again, that would take a lot of lube, a lot of hands on deck, and I don't know. I mean, I can't see there being a whole lot of fun there with the keyboard. It just seems like something big and unnecessary. I don't know if you could do anything there. The mouse is an S tier though, so trying to balance them out, I'll just put them as a C. I mean, I guess if they come together as a package, you don't have to use the keyboard, but I guess whatever it is. Next is the Nintendo 64 controller. Now, unlike the GameCube controller, this one actually has three little things right there, and the middle one is longer. So in terms of a variety of little chodes that you can shove in your ass, there's a lot of them. So that's good. That's obviously very good. But again, if you want to go really deep and get lost in the sauce, this one feels like it would be even more difficult. So I don't really know. I feel like this one has to be a C again, just because if you want some deep penetration, it's gonna be difficult. I don't really know if you could really do that. So yeah, the next is just going to be the original Nintendo controller. And again, I'm not sure if you can really do a whole lot with this. It's just kind of like the DS. It's just too square. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's I don't know. It's just basic. At this point, I might as well just be shoving a brick up my ass. So yeah, I don't know. There's really not much to it there. That's going to have to go in a C again. All right, this is the Nintendo Wii Nunchuck. And this one, I think, is just like the mouse, except even more slim fit for your asshole. Again, no lube is required. I do think, again, that the little knob there might make things, pinch a little bit as it's going in. But again, you can shove this thing as deep inside of yourself as you want to. You can have this thing get to your lower intestine and be perfectly fine, because this cord can just pop that bad boy out if you ever go too deep. So I think that this one is, oh man, it's like really good. It's really good there. It doesn't vibrate like the Nintendo Switch controller does, so I'm going to put it, behind it there a little bit, but it's still a really good one, especially if you want to get really deep in exploring, your colon. I think that'd be definitely a good one. This one just looks like the PS3 controller, but I'm just gonna put all the PlayStation controllers together here. Same with Xbox when I get to it, but yeah, the PlayStation controller. I think if you buy like a DualShock vibrating one, I think you could definitely have a lot of fun there. Again, especially if you want to shove the little handle, chodes up there. But again, it's kind of the same thing as, these the GameCube, the GameCube, Jesus Christ, the GameCube and the Nintendo 64 controller, where it would take a lot of work to get everything done. But I am going to give PlayStation the edge here. It vibrates. So yeah, it's a lot of work to get up there, but once you get up there, you can just vibrate that thing and you can have a good fucking time. So that one's going to go in B right there. So PlayStation's pretty good. What the fuck even is this? I don't know. Is this like Xbox Connect or like VR or some shit? I don't know what the fuck this is. The picture they picked for it is also really bad. I can barely see what I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna put it down there with all the other ones. Holy fucking criminy. This is the Wii Bowl. Now, I guess unless you want to simulate what childbirth is, I don't recommend this one. This one, not only would you need tons of lube and extra people there, not only to hold your asshole open, but also to try and shove that thing down in there. I think you would need like an emergency C-section to really get this thing up your ass, and I don't know what it would do once it's there. It's just kind of floating around there. There's no real purpose to shoving this one up your ass, although if you're adventurous enough and you really want a little, you want an extra challenge, I guess you could go for it, but I don't know, yeah. The only reason you would really want this one is, maybe to experience what childbirth feels like, and by childbirth, I mean giving birth to a fucking ostrich egg. Yeah, I don't really see a purpose to that one. I'd have to go F there. I just can't imagine that one being good. Next is the Wii Remote. And this one, this one was, again, it was made for your asshole. So I'm putting it in an S, and right there, yeah, if you want a good wombo combo, you go with the Wii Remote with the Joy-Con, and you can have, you can have fun for days. Hell, put one up your ass, connect it to this one, to the nunchuck, and have someone put the nunchuck up your ass, and you can do tug-of-war with your butts. See whose asshole is stronger. I think that's a really good one there. I think that's a good game, and in fact, I think I might play that one with my friends someday. It sounds like a really good time, so yeah, I mean, if you want like a goated combination, you go with the Wii controllers. There's no going wrong with the Wii controllers. And last but not least is the Xbox controller. Now, I don't play Xbox, so I don't know if it vibrates like the PlayStation controller does. But again, it's just very similar to, the shape and size of, the PlayStation, and these two. I keep fucking getting 64 and Super Nintendo mixed up. Whatever. Fuck it. Either way, the only thing that I see wrong with the Xbox controller is that the handles are just a little too wide. And I guess maybe if you want some like fat chode action, I guess that would be really good. But in terms of really getting it up there and pleasuring yourself with like a repeated motion, I feel like that would just do a little more damage to your asshole than anything. So I think even if the Xbox controller does vibrate, which would make things a hell of a lot more fun, I really can't give it anything higher than a C. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is my tier list for video game controllers to shove up your ass. I don't know what you're doing down here with the Wii Bowl. You're giving birth to a fucking ostrich egg at this point, but I feel like these ones, I don't know, there really isn't much of a purpose to it unless, again, you want to get a little, mini chode action. I think the PlayStation controller would be probably the better of these ones to go after, but if you really want something to shove in your asshole, you go up here. And if you want a really fun game, like I said, asshole tug-of-war, get the Wii Remote and the Wii Remote nunchuck, plug them together, and play a fun game. A game that everyone in your family can enjoy. So, yeah. Bye.